Joining me on the show tonight, Sanju Varma, National Spokesperson of the BJP. We have Sajjan Kumar, political analyst. Avni Bansal is National Spokesperson of the Congress. Sanjay Jha is political analyst. Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni is former Chief of the Staff, 14 Corps and DG Infantry of the Indian Army. Sanju Varma, here is Rahul Gandhi quoting an article which is supposed to be on General Naravane's unpublished book, and he says that the army was under pressure. Home Minister Amit Shah has called it irresponsible. Then the question is the BJP saying that the former army chief is wrong? Or that Parliament has no right to discuss what he wrote?
Maria, a couple of things. First, Rahul Gandhi was supposed to submit his motion of thanks on the president's address. What does he choose to do? He chooses to undermine the credibility of our armed forces by A, quoting from a book which is yet to be published, B, the sources are unauthenticated, unverified at this stage because the memoirs are not in public domain. And third, there is a technical reason also, and a very robust one at that. Under Rule 349 of the Lok Sabha, of the Parliament, a sitting member of Parliament cannot be quoting from a book, a magazine, a memoir, or a newspaper, or a letter. And not only did Rahul Gandhi quote from an unverified source, but when the Speaker, Om Birla, asked him not to do so, he continued to do so. And don't forget, Maria, under Article 93, 94, 95, 100 and 110 of the Constitution, Om Birla, by virtue of being the Speaker, is the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha, and Rahul Gandhi, by virtue of being the LOP, should know better than to undermine the credibility of the presiding officer when the Parliament is in session. But I will just end by saying very quickly one thing. There are various interviews to India Today, to ANI, so on and so forth, where Manoj Mukund Naravane, the man at the epicenter of this entire controversy, has said three things. A, he said repeatedly, we did not cede an inch of land to the Chinese. Yes. B, he very categorically said, we've looked at the neighboring bully in the eye in a reference to China. And C, he said that after 1979, what India under Narendra Modi achieved via the disengagement at Galwan is perhaps the best example of how Chinese stature diminished and India's stature surged.
Right. Avni Bansal, why and from where is Rahul Gandhi coming up with some details, and he is quoting it on the floor of the House? He is the leader of opposition after all, on something which is unpublished, and he's quoting from an article which is on an unpublished book. And Ms. Bansal, what's even more concerning here is that on record, and we have played that soundbite of General Naravane, he has said something completely different from what Rahul Gandhi is quoting and attributing him to speak about.
Thank you for your question. Well, let's be clear that BJP wants us to be stuck on proceduralism and in the process completely deny transparency on the China issue. Now, let's start with what the defense minister said in the parliament. Rajnath Singh claimed that the book which is being cited is not published. The BJP spokesperson also said it in the TV debate. Let me first say that that statement is misleading. General M.M. Naravane's book, 4 Stars of Destiny, is in fact published by Penguin Random House. It is a complete manuscript, has a publisher, also has ISBN details. But it is not available in India today. Why? Because it is awaiting clearance from the Ministry of Defense, which is a standard process for books when they are published by former senior military officials. It is a published book, not available in India. Point number 2, Rule 349 of the Rules of Procedure of the Lok Sabha that was cited today doesn't say that you cannot cite from a book. It says that that book has to be tabled. And the Speaker of the House has the discretion to ask the Speaker to either table the material, to verify it, authenticate it, or even...
So what exactly is the Congress saying here?
Yes. So
is the Congress alleging that political interference in military decisions, or is the Congress saying that the military decisions are being left to the experts, that is the Chief of Army Staff.
I am saying that what the BJP is trying to do in the parliament is shut a discussion on China altogether. If the Speaker of the House wanted, he could have asked for the reference material to be paraphrased, for it to be tabled, for it to be authenticated. But what Rajnath Singh and the Home Minister did was to, in the name of House procedure, completely shut down any debate on the China issue.
But
And
that has been done already. I mean, China has been debated multiple times in Parliament.
Maria, you
So,
made a factual error on your show.
Okay, so let me bring in Sanju Varma. So let Sanju Varma respond to Avni Bansal, and then I bring in others.
You know, that is why I always say, especially on Maria Shakil's show, you need to be completely equipped with facts. I have published 2 books. ISBN number is allotted before the book is published. Manuscript does not mean that the book is necessarily published. And I'm quoting from what M.M. Naravane said in October 2024 at a literature festival in Kasauli, Himachal Pradesh, when he was asked, when will your book 4 Stars of Destiny be published? And he said, it is currently unavailable. It is making news nonetheless. Amazon has a listing.
Published and unavailable.
Can I finish? Can
What
I
are you
finish?
saying?
Can
Are
I
you
finish?
saying
I did
it
not
is
interject you.
unavailable?
I
Are you
did not
saying it is
interject
published?
you.
Kindly
Let her
clarify.
finish.
Are you saying it
Can I
is
finish?
Avni, let her speak. I'm coming to you, Avni. Let's extend that.
Yes.
Is
Yes.
it
You know,
unavailable or
this is what
unpublished?
happens. Please now shut up. I did not heckle you. If you are going to
Okay.
be polite,
Okay, let's have Sanju
please
Varma
be-
only on the screen now, please. Yes.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Yes. The Congress spokesperson, Avni, or whoever she is, should know that Manoj Mukund Naravane in October 2024 at a Lit Fest in Himachal Pradesh has clearly said, despite a pre-ordering that was done via Amazon, the book was not published, and the publishers and the Ministry of Defense will take a joint call, particularly the Ministry of Defense, because under the Army Act of 1954, Section 63 and Rule 21, unless the Ministry of Defense gives a go-ahead, no former general, brigadier, or any army, official can publish a memoir, an autobiography, or a biography, what have you. This is basic knowledge under the
Okay, let
Army
me
Act
bring
of
in
1954.
General Kulkarni now. General Kulkarni, you know, the opposition is quoting General Naravane from a memoir, which is unpublished. I'm emphasizing on that because on record, in interviews, he has said something completely different. He has said not an inch of land was given. Neighborhood bully can be challenged. He has been very clear that Prime Minister Modi is handling off defense issues and the challenges are something that the army and our forces really laud. Then how should this entire debate and breaking up of this issue be seen?
Thank you, Manu. Firstly, since the book is not published, I don't think there should be any discussions. Secondly, the chief himself has been asked a number of times on this subject, and he has very categorically stated that, well, the book has been written, and there's nothing like that. So I don't see any reason why there should be a debate. The debate should be once we have all read what has been written and in what context it has been written. Because there can be a slip of the tongue. I heard him say Doklam. Doklam is in Eastern Command, not Northern Command at all. And therefore, there are 2 different areas. So there can be slip of the tongue, primarily because no one has read. And since whatever has been published is being, is from hearsay. So I would suggest we would wait for the book to be released. And once the book is released, by all means, we can debate. And since the chief himself on numerous occasions has said what he had to say, I think there should be no debate on these issues because the Henderson book also 1962, the things have not been declassified. It might not get declassified at all. So why should we unnecessarily get into a debate for, are we trying to score a point against somebody? Nothing like that. I don't find any reason. Once the whole discussion must start once we have read a book. Since the book is not there in the public domain.
Till the book is not there in the public domain, the book doesn't exist. That is the point that has been made. So Sanjay Jha, how does it help the Congress party politically?
It's not a question of the Congress party benefiting politically. It's the people of India being enlightened about the way the government is being running on matters of national security. Maria, let me tell you, national security is not just the prerogative of the government and power. The opposition members are also elected by the people. It's our job to fight for the safeguards of India's territorial boundaries. Now, let's cut to the chase and come to the fundamental point. Why is the BJP government scared, frightened of letting this book be published? They are saying in Parliament the book has not been published. The fundamental question is, why hasn't the book been allowed to be published for over a year? What is the defense review taking so long for? Point number one. Point number two, very critical here. This is a general. He was a chief of the army staff for really 3 to 4 years. Does this fraud nationalistic government not trust the general of this country? Is the general not allowed to put facts on the table of what really happened? Point number three, extremely critical. You see, this government runs on perception of this macho, muscular predilection of Modi's so-called Vishwa Guru image. Now that stands shattered. I'll tell you another example why the BJP is scared. Go back to the Indonesian defense attaché called, I think, Mr. Colonel Shiv Kumar. Colonel Shiv Kumar said during Operation Sindoor that it was the very delayed and very, shall we say, incompetent political leadership of India that allowed Pakistan to drown many of our jets and actually rather down Indian jets during the war.
Okay,
No, 1 minute,
Sanjay,
one minute.
I
No,
have to go back to
minute.
Sanju
No,
Varma
two more
here
points.
because
No,
you have
two
made
more
your
points.
point.
I'm not done yet. No, I'm
30
not done
seconds.
yet.
Okay, 30
more,
seconds quickly.
Yeah, 2 more points. Very important, the track record of this government on national security is a disaster. We all know in Kandahar hijack, the Home Minister had no clue that the aircraft was being flown out of India. Last but not the least, we have
Sanju
recent
Varma,
revelations. We have
the
recent
point here
revelations.
being made
We
of
have
the
recent
book not
revelations
being
on the
published.
Epstein
Why
files.
is the government not allowing the book to be published? And if the government is confident of its position, why not allow one full discussion and put the facts on record?
You know, Maria, I want to say one thing very categorically. You know, the suspended Congressee Sanjay Jha waxing eloquent about how Modi government has failed national security is like me saying I am Taylor Swift and Maria Shakili is Madonna. That is not happening. I just want
I'm
to
not
focus
saying
on the moot
either.
point here. Yes, please, Mr. Jha, now hold your
I'm
horses.
not
I
saying
heard you very
either.
patiently. Maria, can I please speak without being
Yes,
heckled by the
last
suspended
yes.
question
variety?
Sanjay Jha will ensure
Yes.
that you speak properly. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Sure.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Let's get one thing very, very clear. Operation Sindoor was one of its kind. I will never get tired of saying this, Maria. Via the surgical strike, we crossed the LOC. Via the Balakot strike of 2019, we crossed the international border. But via Operation Sindoor in 2025, we struck at the heart of Rawalpindi. And if you say, when I say you, I mean the Darbari ecosystem, if it feels that Operation Sindoor was not a success story, then they go and need to show themselves to a shrink. But I will tell you one thing. After 1962 debacle, Nehru handed over 38,000 square kilometers of Aksai Chin on a golden platter to the Chinese. Large parts of Tia Pangnak and Chapji Valley were handed over to the Chinese. And people like Brahma Chelani are on record. How under Nehru in 1954, we surrendered our extraterrestrial rights in Tibet. We gave away Coco Islands and Cabo Valley to Burma, now called Myanmar, in 1953.
Rejoinder,
And
please.
Okay.
in 1974, last point, in 1974, without taking approval of the parliament, Nehru's daughter, a lady called the long-nosed Indira Gandhi, gave away Kachativu Islands to Sri Lanka, saying it's a barren piece of land with boulders and rocks. And today,
Yes.
the Darbari ecosystem has the audacity to lecture BJP
Okay.
on national
Let me bring in
security.
Sajjan.
You guys
Sajjan
are
has been.
hypocrites.
Okay, Sajjan, is this really about national security or is it about the control of the national security narrative?
See, it's more about the narrative than national security because let's see the context. One, whether the book is published or it is still awaiting the defense ministry clearance, that is secondary to me. Because you quote from unpublished PhD, unpublished book, but here the point is what is the source of leader of opposition? It's not the excerpt of the book or the a book which a copy of the manuscript that he has gone through. He is relying on an article written by an author into a magazine which has a track record. That magazine has a track record of publishing, the caste profile of CRPF martyred in the wake of Pulwama. So such a kind of agenda-driven platform by an author who since 2020 has been consistently writing against the government. So if at all leader of opposition had to cite about Galwan issue, he should have relied more on a bona fide platform and an impartial author, because it's a matter of national security. So yes, transparency is required here,
Wow.
but both the platform as well as the author has been consistently writing in an agenda-driven manner. So that is why for a leader of opposition at all, and if you read the piece, I have read the piece. It's a long piece. It's not even publishing the excerpt of the piece. It just picks one thing, that at 8:15 p.m. the chief of army staff received a call about the Galwan thing, and by 10 they got the clearance that Prime Minister is saying that jo uchit samjho wo karo. Now, what is this? What is the interpretation
Maria,
of this thing?
rejoinder, please.
One moment. No. He's making an important point, and because that's a subject of interpretation also. Jo uchit samjho wo kariye.
Wo kariye.
Right?
Now, one
wo
of the
kariye.
ways,
That's essentially would be seen as the political will to go ahead and you do operations. What is needed, please go ahead and do it. The Prime Minister.
In the long piece,
and then otherwise it will be seen as an interference in the military decision. Otherwise,
and then the piece starts with one excerpt that 8:15 he got, and it was just he is saying that the situation was quite critical and calls being made to Home Minister, to the National Security Advisor, to the Foreign Minister, to the other concerned higher officials, and then by frequent interchange with defense ministers, everyone, by 10:15 the message came that Prime Minister has given specific clearance that jo uchit samjho wo karo. And thereafter the author goes into background, everything, his interpretation, this was the context.
So it's an interpretation of an unpublished book with a line, jo uchit samjho wo karo. So now I'm going to start wrapping up this discussion. I'm going to bring in everyone for their final comments. I'm coming to you, everyone, please. My question to you, Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni, where is the red line here? Is it legitimate civilian oversight versus politicization of the armed forces?
In decision making, so many things happen. You don't politicize these things. I don't think, until unless I read what that is, it is very difficult to comment. And secondly, we must not politicize. There's so many things that happen. I may have abused somebody while the decision has been taken, that this is not right or wrong or whatever. That's incorrect. That's absolutely incorrect. I don't think these kind of things will be discussed, and nobody should politicize. And first and foremost, national security interests lie. The government knows it better. Why in the 1962 declassified till date? So many governments have come and gone. There must be a reason why it hasn't been declassified. And therefore, it's best left to the government in power at that point of time to decide what best is to be done.
Okay, so Lieutenant General Kulkarni, would you say then that, as is being said by Sanjay Jha here, in name of transparency, even that book should be published?
No, not at all. Yeah, I agree. See, first and foremost, everybody has a right to know, but not everything at all times. There are times when you shouldn't know anything.
Okay, Avni.
Has anybody seen Rachanla?
Avni Bansal. Let's have Avni Bansal and Sanju Varma now on the screen, please. Avni Bansal, first to you. Please go ahead.
We are not talking of a random author. We are talking about the ex-army chief. We are not talking about him indicting random people. We are saying that for 2.5 years, for 2.5 hours at a crucial juncture, he kept waiting for a clearance from the topmost, and he names Rajnath Singh, Ajit Doval, and Mr. Modi himself. So the tone and tenor that the BJP spokesperson has taken on your debate and the BJP has taken on the floor of the parliament clearly shows they have something to hide. Otherwise, just saying that we don't want a discussion on this entirely and shutting the debate by resorting to rules clearly indicates there's a lot that they have to...
Okay, Sanju Varma, why is the government not open to a debate on this?
Maria, let's get one thing very clear.
Yes.
Let's get one thing very clear. Sanju Varma, the BJP, is not going to decide, what is good for national security. That is a decision best left to the Modi government, its top cabinet brass, including Rajnath Singh, Union Home Minister Amit Shah. And I don't need certificates on what to say, how to say, how much to say from Avni Bansal or her party bosses. I will just read out 3 lines from Lieutenant General Y.K. Joshi's book, Who Dares Wins a Soldier's Memoir. Why
Okay,
quoted
let's
India was
correct
not
Sanju,
chosen?
the designation for Sanju
parliament.
Varma. She is the BJP spokesperson. Please go ahead.
Can I please finish, Maria?
Yes, ma'am.
This is
Go ahead.
what
Is it
Y.K.
cited?
Joshi
Is it
said.
quoted? Is it
Maria,
tabled on the parliament?
Maria, this is not done.
Avni, finish. Let her finish her point. Yes.
Yes. I don't know why she's getting so rattled and keeps blabbering. Can I finish? Maria, I refuse to debate like this.
Okay, please go
Either
ahead.
you give me
Go
time
ahead,
or don't
ma'am.
call us.
Yes. Go
This
ahead.
is what Y.K. Joshi has said in his memoir. And Rahul Gandhi and Darbari ecosystem, dhyan se suniye. He says that the north and south bank of Pangong So and even further north in the area of Kiula and Anela passes, we completely took the PLA by surprise, brought them back to the negotiating table and forced them to beat a hasty retreat. That was Operation Snow Leopard, an unmitigated success where we achieved dominant heights in the Kailash range and the R2 complex, which is
Okay.
basically Rezangla and Rechinla. So when Y.K. Joshi
Okay.
has spoken, when Manoj Mukund Naravane says we have taken down the arrogance of the neighboring bully that is China, who the hell is Rahul Gandhi
All
to be
right. He
standing
is the
in
leader of
parliament
opposition,
and
Sanju
giving
Varma. Thank you for
lectures
joining us.
Right,
Sajan Kumar, Avni Bansal, Sanjay Jha, and Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni. Of course, we haven't heard the last in this. Thanks so much for